Opportunity meetings in Idaho, and I always told my daughter's story, and I'll tell you guys that, and I'm going to do it in a short version because tonight I'm going to share my story, which is something new. My daughter's story is at 13 years old, she was diagnosed with 4 autoimmune diseases. She was diagnosed with diabetes and also high blood pressure. We left the doctor's office in April and put her on suicide watch because on top of that she had severe fatigue and severe depression. As a mom, I went on this mom crazy search, gonna fix her, and in June I found Plexus. Now, since June, she's lost more than 180 pounds.
Wow.
She's off 9 of her medications. Her body no longer produces the rheumatoid arthritis or the lupus antibodies. She's no longer diabetic, and she no longer has high blood pressure. Wow. She is happy, she is healthy, she smiles a lot, and she's incredible, okay? So that's my daughter's testimony. And I would have fed that to you in about 45 minutes if I gave you all the details, okay? I could also tell you about my son, who has lost more than 80 pounds. He was a late bloomer. He was one of those that said, it's pink, I ain't drinking it. Pink is not for men. So he started later in life, but he's doing really well on it. I just had to bribe him. You want to go on a cruise, Ryan? Really? Well, guess what? I want you to swallow this pink drink every single day. Be a little creative. But today I'm going to tell you about this person. This was me, June 25th. This was me. Wow. I had been married to an alcoholic for more than 20 years. And I woke up one day and my daughter was really sick. My sons were grown and out of the house. And the doctors had given her this miracle drug and said, oh, it's going to make you feel better. You're going to lose weight, yada, yada, yada. Well, it wasn't working. She was getting bigger, and she was getting more sick and more miserable. And so I internalized all of it, and it was, I've lived with her through 13 years living with an alcoholic and the fighting and the craziness that goes with alcoholism. And so I blamed me. And I just didn't care about me, and I didn't care about people anymore. And if I look back over those 20 years, and you can go all the way back to my wedding pictures, this person never smiled for 20 years. I was very sad. I actually have done a whole lot of soul searching. When I hit Diamond in 364 days, I started soul searching about who I was and who I wanted to be and, you know, all of that good stuff. And so I figured out I got busy about being busy during all of this time. I would get involved with one project, and then another project. And if you went to my hometown, they'd say, and you said, who is Angel Fletcher? They'd say, the best daggum fundraiser you'll ever meet in your life. Because that's what I did. I just got busy about being busy. And I kept everybody way out here. Because when they're way out here, you can smile, and they think life is great. But when they get all up in here, then they get too close, and they can see through that smile. So I made the decision to leave my husband and take my daughter to find peace and joy. Well, I'm going to tell y'all something. Write this down. Peace is within, joy is within, is not where you are.
That's right.
Okay? The big lesson learned. After I traveled 3,000 miles and left everything, every baby picture I ever had, I literally left everything. And so, but those were not important things, let me just tell y'all. So, I get to Idaho, all this stuff is happening with my daughter, and I am focused. I am mommy. Nothing else. I'm not paying attention to me. I'm upset. I'm worried. I'm focused on her. We start Plexus. We took our first pig drink on June 26th. And even then, I'm not focused on the business. I'm not focused on me. She hated the taste, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all something to use. Okay? She hated the taste. Day one, I hate it and I'm not drinking it because she was still 13 and they're ornery little creatures. And so I said, you're drinking it. If I have to hog tie you, you're drinking it. Because this might help you. And I didn't care about weight. Let me just tell y'all. She's absolutely amazing, and she's still a big girl. And that ain't going to change, but she's healthy. So a couple of weeks into this, she's just complaining, fighting me every day. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. I said, let me tell you something. Have you ever heard of a product called Pepto-Bismol? And she said, yes, ma'am. I said, what about NyQuil? And she said, yes, ma'am. I said, those are two of the largest companies in the entire world, and it is not because they taste good, it's because people swallow them. So you just going to get up and you're going to swallow them. that was what I told her now for 19 months. I don't care that you don't like it, swallow it. Okay? So I'm so focused on her, and we have mile markers, like July 19th when she was taking off 2 medications. And those were my days. Those were my aha moments. Through all the way to July 19th, I didn't even know we got paid. Because my upline, Elisa, she didn't know anything. She was brand new. When I called her and said, what is this? And she went, I don't know, I just started this. On July 15th, I logged onto Facebook, and I had seen somebody post something about a Plexus payday. And so I called her and I said, we get paid to drink this stuff? I had no clue. But I wasn't focused on that. I didn't have a why, I had a who. Okay? So my who was so big for me, nothing else mattered. So I'm drinking this stuff too, and I didn't even know anything about it. Didn't know ingredients, didn't know anything. In the meantime, I was just posting like little things like, holy cow, 2 medications, 3.5 weeks. That was it. Don't post at 11 o'clock at night when you have something that powerful. I'm just going to tell you. Because my phone blew up. My Facebook blew up. I went silver that week. Literally. So I am watching her go through all of this stuff, and she has 1 mile marker after another. All these great things are happening. My first me moment was the day before Thanksgiving, and my mom came over to help me start Thanksgiving dinner preparations, and she said, look, I got to be honest with you. You got to buy some new clothes. She said, I'm sick and tired of looking at you in these big baggy clothes. I can't take it anymore. And I said, Mom, I haven't lost much weight. She said, get on the scale. Y'all, I'm here to tell you I lost 77 pounds. I sat in the bathroom and I cried because it happened and I didn't even know it happened. I still saw this person. I still saw me. I have fat brain. Even when I go now and I sit down to pee and I see the size 1 on my jeans, like my head says somebody just left the zips off. But I don't see that person. So I celebrated that moment for Thanksgiving. Christmas, I went Senior Ruby. It was like, where did this come from? I didn't even know that Emerald was next. I really had not been focused. People were just joining me, and all I knew was every Friday I was getting a paycheck, and on the 15th when somebody posted, and if y'all have ever seen me on Facebook, I forget that it's Plexus Payday on the 15th. I don't even think about it. And somebody will post it, and I'll go, holy cow, it's Plexus Payday, I forgot again. But I didn't focus on it. That wasn't what, this is a mission for me.
Yes.
Okay? That's what I want you guys to understand. And not only can I stand up here, I've learned to diversify my business. And what I mean by that is I tell different stories to different people. I'll tell you guys about my personal health testimony and how amazing it is not to have urinary tract infections anymore. And I don't have a funky toenail. I get to wear flip-flops again. I mean, those are the great things. I sleep so well at night. It's crazy. And it's not about an opportunity. It's about I feel better. Okay? And then I'll tell you guys about the money and how my first paycheck was $712. I didn't even know where I was going to buy Hunter's school clothes. I had no idea. And then my second paycheck, I had to pay for her to go start chemotherapy in Seattle. We had to be there for 7 days. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. Logged into Facebook, $2,240. My third month, October, I had to buy her an iPad machine, but it's called, actually it was a CPAP machine on steroids. And it was $4,800. I had no clue. And let me just tell y'all, Mama's in the room. When the doctor says she's got to have it, you'll do anything you can do to make sure that young is taken care of. Well, I didn't have to. I logged on to Facebook, and I had made over $5,000 my third month. It just kept coming. But that wasn't my focus. And I think that because my focus was about sharing what was going on and the stories. And I'm going to tell y'all another little tip. Don't tell your family anything. Let them ask you. Let them see the difference in you. Because my family, I don't know about y'all's family, but if I said, oh yeah, I started this new diet product, my family would be watching me walk by saying, well, your tail ain't no smaller. And then they watch, and then they'll question me, really, do you think you need to have that piece of pie? Aren't you on a diet? So I didn't tell them. I made them ask me, really, girl, you looking good, what you doing? And then it's about fishing, and it's not about hunting. That's a really big lesson that I've learned lately is if you put yourself out there and you put bait, stop advertising. This is not a commercial. Well, I'm not a commercial. I'm not an ad. I'm not some silly, fuzzy graphic that looks like crap that shouldn't be posted anywhere, much less on my Facebook page. I'm a story. And I have a story that is life-changing. Not only are my products life-changing, but my money is life-changing. My opportunity is life-changing. And so depending on where I am, that depends on how I interact with people. I go to Walmart. I was telling some girls earlier. I go to Walmart. I swear, y'all, the saddest women on the planet are Walmart cashiers. Without fail, they are. They just are. So I shop cashiers like y'all shop for underwear. I walk down this aisle, and I'm just looking at them, and I find the one that's absolutely the most miserable out there, and I walk up. And every time they say to me, did you find everything that you were looking for? And my response is, you know what? After 42 years, I found my smile. I would love to buy you a cup of coffee so I can tell you where to get yours.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
It's just that easy, guys. I do it with everybody. Everybody. If I go through the coffee shop, and I do this intentionally, and I'm loud, and I'm obnoxious, and I'm bold, because I'm on a mission. This is what I tell all of my new people. If I gave you this bottle, and I said, this right here is the cure to breast cancer, you can keep it a secret, or you can share it, so nobody ever has to die from breast cancer again. This cure for breast cancer is very important to people that have suffered from breast cancer. My products are just as important to somebody that has fibromyalgia or lupus or diabetes or overweight, or it's just as important because it makes that kind of a difference. The only thing my products will cure is your debt. It ain't gonna cure nothing else. You can get debt-free by sharing your products. Okay, so that's my story. I have now been in the company 19 months. I've lost 161 pounds. And I'm on a roll. Now, to go along with Miss Sarah's little things, I'm going to tell y'all something. Whenever I have an opportunity meeting, and I tell everybody, I do about probably a 4-minute presentation on my products, but everyone is a story. Okay? And it really is. And then this, I say, I get paid. This is what I tell people. I get paid when I build a team, I get paid when I sell product, and I get lots of bonuses. If you want more detail than that, you're going to have to meet with me for coffee.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's it. That's all I need. Because really, when you guys were sitting there to make that decision, did you care what a pay point was? Did you care what the value of one was if you didn't even know what a pay point was? No. So when I started doing opportunity meetings, I'm like, good grief, y'all are losing them. You get to that compensation plan, it's like the whole room starts yawning. I don't share that anymore. It ain't their business. It's their business once they become it. Now, another little thing that works is this. So, the only difference between me and somebody that's not diamond is I decided not to keep it a secret. And you know what? That is powerful because a lot of people look and say, "Oh, you're an MLM, really? Wow, or you're a network marketer." I'm like, "Yep, I sure am. I'm proud of that because I'm going to tell you what that means." What that means is that just like everybody else in the world who goes to dinner with their husband and has a wonderful, awesome dinner, and then they post it all over Facebook, all I'm doing is sharing I'm doing the same exact thing. Everybody on this planet is a network marketer. If you've ever told somebody that you like something, you're a network marketer, you don't even know it. You are. So you might as well make money off of it. So, are you going to keep it a secret? Preferred customers, keep it secret. The next thing I told you about the smile. Write this down. Every single time you guys go to talk to somebody, say it in your head. Facts tell. People don't care. People, that's like how many of y'all ever read an encyclopedia? You ain't. Because there ain't nothing interesting up in that encyclopedia. Well, that ain't no different than you guys talking about your ingredients. Because ain't nobody cares. I did not get Diamond Ambassador and working on my second one. I did not get there by telling anybody about an ingredient. Because you know what? When they ask me, I say, I don't know, but I have a really great website. You can go check it out. That's my encyclopedia. That's where they can get an answer. You want to talk about stories? You want to talk about Tom Threet, who's lost more than 100 pounds and he's off his insulin? We can have that conversation. Or Shirley Dickerson, who had 9 medications she was taking for her high blood pressure and her diabetes, and she's down to 1. Guys, have a repertoire of stories. Have a couple of diabetic. And you know what? Tell them as passionately as you tell your own. Because to that person, the changes that they've had mean just as much to them. And don't read your story. My goodness, if I hear one more person get on a training call and go, take iron-fisted control. That is not your story. Come on, people. Okay, next thing is, whenever I close an opportunity meeting, I tell every single person in there, and Ryan's heard it for a month. I say, you know what, guys? You're here because somebody loved you. That's why you're here. Somebody cared enough about you to invite you to come here because they think that you either need to lose weight, you have some health things that you need some help with, or that $100, $200, $300, $400 will make a difference in your budget. So this is what I'm going to ask of you. Return that love. Return that love to that person and go back to them and give them a number. 1, meaning I'm ready, let's go, I want to be a partner. 2, I'm interested, but I want a little more information. And 3, you know what, this is just not a good time for me, but I want to talk later. It's very effective. Because as an ambassador, people say to me, I don't want to drive them crazy. Well, you know what? I want to drive them crazy. Especially if it's somebody I love. We're going to talk today, and then I'm going to say to you, so when can we do dinner? Next Tuesday or next Thursday? I don't give them a yes or no opportunity. You ain't going to tell me no. That ain't happening. It's a this time or this time. Oh, well, neither one of those? Okay, well, how about next week? We're going to do either Monday or Wednesday. There ain't no in that. You don't get an option. We're going to talk. It's happening. You might as well give it up. And the last thing I'll share with you guys, write your story. Write it. Write it, and then rewrite it, edit it, and then rewrite it, and then edit it, and read it, and read it, and read it, and read it. Read it to yourself in a mirror until you make yourself cry. I'm telling you, it'll make a difference. People want to feel. I wanted to feel. I was in a marriage with a man who chose alcohol every single day of my life for 20 years. It was first. Alcohol was more important than me, and the lies. It was more important than me. I wanted to feel. I wanted to know that somebody cared about me. I wanted a difference in my life. I didn't even know I wanted it. Because when you're walking through those days of that craziness every single day, and oh gosh, is he going to come home drunk and pass out in the car? Am I going to have to try and get him out? Is he just going to puke everywhere? What's it going to be? That's normal. It was normal for me for 20 years. And then I got a little break and I went, oh my, I don't know about this, but this is something new. So, you guys, when you love people and you share your story with them, they can't tell you no. Never. And you know what else? I walk with a purpose. I'm busy. I walk with a purpose. I'm on a mission. And my mission is that every single person that comes in contact with me is going to know what I do and the changes that these products and this compensation plan has made in my life. How can you not? When you go from welfare to 6-figure income in 364 days, let me just tell y'all, I got a secret and we fix to tell everybody about it. That's how you make a difference, guys. You tell your story and you tell it passionately. And I can share the opportunity as passionately as I can share my Plexus